Evergreen finally has somewhere to live outside of these videos. I've opened the Long Acre Discord, where I'll be sharing progress, posting bits that don't make it into the devlogs, and talking directly with everyone who's following the game. Later on, it'll also be the place where you hear about playtests, the Steam page, and anything else happening with Evergreen. So if you've been following the journey and you want to be closer to the development, the link is below. Now, I made a fairly big decision this week. Evergreen's world layout wasn't working. Not because any individual tile was terrible, but because I had built each one separately as I needed it. And when I finally stepped back and looked at the whole thing, the journey didn't seem to make enough sense. So rather than piling another system on top, I stopped and started moving the world around. The existing progression gates have now been placed into new layouts altogether. The fallen tree no longer feels like an obstacle dropped into an empty path because the player needed an axe. It now leads somewhere deliberate. The mechanics themselves haven't changed. Their place in the adventure has. I also finished the entrance into the ancient grove and gave the area its own tree. These oak trees are larger than normal pines. They need a stronger axe to cut down, and they drop their own type of wood. They immediately gave the grove a different silhouette, which was badly needed. You can tell you've entered somewhere older before the game even has to explain it. That new wood is also beginning to feed into the next part of the progression system. I started building a repairable-object system, initially for a damaged bridge that the player will eventually need to restore. It's still very early. At the moment, I have the broken and repaired states taken shape, along with the collision and interaction set up underneath them. Basically, I built the part where the bridge knows it's broken. Now I need to teach it how not to be. This looked like it would take an hour, and it didn't. A load of the week was spent doing work that will never appear in a trailer. I went through the project and reorganised the entire structure. Scripts, scenes, resources, assets, all the things that slowly ended up being wherever there happened to be any room. Moving files around sounds harmless until half the game suddenly forgets where everything lives. So the cleanup was done carefully, one section at a time, making sure the game still worked after every change. Nobody playing Evergreen will ever notice that work. Future Jason absolutely will. And after spending most of the week inside folders and progression systems, I tried something completely different. I wrote some music. Have a listen. It started as a small 8-note piano loop, and then I added a slower violin part underneath it. The result is quiet, eerie, and slightly unsettling, which means it might belong in the clearing, maybe not. Maybe it'll have to be somewhere haunted later on in the game. I genuinely don't know yet. But hearing original music playing over Evergreen for the first time was class. So this week didn't give me one giant new mechanic to put in the thumbnail. What it gave me was a clearer journey through the game and through development. The gates now belong where they're placed. The ancient grove has its own identity and resources. The beginnings of the bridge repair work. The project itself is finally organised. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, Evergreen found the first few notes of its own soundtrack. There's still a much larger plan behind how all of these areas fit together, but I'm not quite ready to show that yet. But for the first time, I can see the full route ahead. Join us in the Discord if you want to follow development between the videos. And if you're enjoying the devlogs, liking the video and subscribing genuinely helps and allows more people to find the game. And that's it for this week. If you'd like to follow along with this journey, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next devlog. Thank you for watching.